This is the Mitel 5224 IP telephone.
In this video presentation, you'll learn the basic features and functions of this telephone. Okay, so let's take a little bit closer look at the phone.
We've taken this phone and divided it up into 9 individual sections.
Each section represents a different area of function of the phone. So we're going to go through each one of those one by one and show you what the functions of the phone are. The LCD display is basically our interface into the phone. It's going to tell us what the phone is doing. When the phone's not in use, the LCD display is just going to show us the date and time. If we've got a message waiting for us, it'll also indicate that as well. Now, later on, when we get into the super key function of the phone, the LCD display is going to become more important to navigating through those menus.
These 3 buttons are your soft keys. The soft keys are used to help you navigate through the blue super key menus. We'll get more into that in just a minute.
This is your ring message indicator. Very simple. It's going to give you a visual notification if the phone is ringing or if there's a message waiting for you. We'll get into that a little bit more in a minute. In the third section of the phone, we've got up and down arrow keys, a speaker button, and a mute button. Now the up and down arrow keys do 3 things. They change the volume of the ringtone when the phone is ringing, they change the volume in the earpiece when you're talking on the phone, and they also adjust the contrast on the LCD display. The speaker button activates the speakerphone for hands-free phone use. When the mute button is pressed, the person with whom we're speaking cannot hear our voice during the conversation, but we can still hear their voice. Keep in mind this only works during a speakerphone conversation. In the next section here, we've got 6 feature buttons. There's a lot of power and a lot of different functionality in these buttons, so let's zoom in a little bit and take a closer look at these individually. Okay, the top left button, the blue button, that's your super key. The super key allows you access to the applications within the phone. This is going to be things like your company directory, programming speed calls, and also changing the ringtone on the phone. The next button over in the circle with the white X, that button is the cancel key. The cancel key simply clears the last command. It allows you to back out from wherever you're at in case you made a mistake. You just panic, you want to leave wherever you're at there. You just hit that key. It's going to bring you back to a neutral state in the phone. The next key is the redial key. See the numbers with the kind of swoosh. Now, the thing to keep in mind with the redial key is it's only going to redial the last external number you've called. So if you've dialed 9 and your area code and number to get out, it will redial that number. But if you've dialed extension, say 2717, it's not going to redial that. It's going to dial the other number instead. Starting over at the bottom left, we've got the red hold key. Simply place a call on hold. You can hang up the handset, come back to that call later. The next key over from there is the transfer conference key. It has 2 functions. You can either transfer a call between extensions, or you can use this key to conference in multiple participants for a conference call. And the last key on the bottom right is the message key. Now, right now what you're seeing is the message key is sort of clear. It will light up, and when it's lit up, that means you have a message. And when you press that, it will give you access to your voicemail. In just a minute here, when we get into the practical application portion of this instruction, you're going to see we use this section of the phone pretty heavily.
Here we have the keypad. We obviously use the keypad to dial phone numbers, but we also use the keypad to spell out the name of the last person when we're in the company directory. So we simply spell out the last name by using the letters printed on the keys.
These 12 vertical buttons represent the 12 in the Mitel 5212 IP telephone. These are your personal keys. These are programmable, meaning they can be used for any kind of different features and functions, and they can change from phone to phone. Now, when you get a phone, it's going to have a standard template of functions and features that are assigned to these buttons. These have been assigned by your system administrator. They can be anything from access to voicemail, they can bring up call history, can activate a do not disturb feature, It can be a speed dial number, or it can give you access to a prime line. We'll get more into prime lines later. But the main thing to remember right now is that these keys are programmable and changeable also by you, the user. Indicated here under the handset is a speaker. This speaker is used to provide an audible ringtone when somebody's giving you a call. It's where the sound's going to come out of. And also it allows you to hear the other caller when you're on a hands-free speakerphone conversation. It's also worth noting that your microphone used for your hands-free speakerphone conversations is located here in the bottom right-hand corner of the phone. So it's important not to put any sticky notes here or have any materials obstructing the microphone. It will affect the call quality. And the last feature, of course, is the handset, which we use to listen to the other person when they're speaking and to speak into while we're having a phone conversation. Placing a call to an internal extension. So in this example, we'd like to place a phone call. To do so, we're simply going to dial the extension of the number that we'd like to call. If we've entered a valid extension, that call will go through. Placing a call to an outside number. To place a call to an outside number, simply dial 9 and the number that you wish to dial, and your call will go through. To hang up the call, you can press the cancel key. Answering an incoming call. To answer an incoming phone call, you simply lift the handset up off the receiver and the call is answered. Directed call pickup. The phone on the left is ringing. In this example, we want to pick up this call at the phone on the right. This is called a directed call pickup. To do so, we're going to press *3 along with the extension of the number which is ringing. This will then pick up the call on this handset. Placing a call on hold and picking it up remotely. We want to place a call on hold and then pick it up somewhere else. We've got a call over here on this phone, so we're going to press the red hold key and place that call on hold. We can see it's on hold because of the red indicator on our prime line. We're going to hang that up. Now, we want to pick up this call from another phone somewhere in the building. Now, to do that, we're just going to pick up a line by pressing a prime line. Press *7 along with the extension of the phone in which the call was placed on hold. The parked call has now been picked up at the new extension. Transferring a call. We're going to transfer the call that we have right here to another extension. To do so, press the Transfer Conference button along with the extension to which you would like the call to be transferred to. At that time, you can then hang up the handset and the transfer will be complete. Redialing the last number. We'd like to redial the last number that we've dialed. To do so, we're going to press the redial button and the last number is redialed for us automatically. Just keep in mind, it's not going to pay attention to any internal extensions you've dialed since then. It's only going to dial the last external number. Creating a conference call. We currently have a call on the line, and we would like to conference in another party to make a three-way call. To do so, we're going to press the Transfer Conference button, and then we're going to dial the extension or the phone number of the person that we'd like to add to this conversation. When that person picks up, we hit the Transfer Conference button again, and now all three people are in the same call. The LCD display now indicates a three-party conference. We can repeat this process as many times as we like to join additional participants up to a maximum of 8 callers. Programming a speed dial.
We'd like to program one of these personal keys as a speed dial. To do that, we're going to press the blue super key. Our soft key will press no until we hit the option of personal keys. Then we'll hit yes. Asks us to select a key. We'll pick this one right here. At the top under the soft key, we can change that. It says, would you like to make that a speed call? We select yes. Now enter the number or the extension which you'd like to program as the speed call. Hit save. And now the key's been saved. We can program any number of keys by repeating this process. Programming call forwarding. We'd like to use call forwarding with our phone, but first we need to configure it. We're going to press the blue super key, then we'll go to our soft keys and press no until call forwarding appears. Then we press yes. It says always, we want to hit the review soft key. You can see it says not programmed, so we hit the program soft key. It asks us what number we would like to have the calls forwarded to. This time, enter the number. If it's an outside line, be sure to press 9. Once you have the number entered, go back up to your soft key and hit save. Call forwarding is now programmed. Activate call forwarding. In our previous example, we configured our phone for call forwarding. Now we need to activate it to turn it on. To do that, we're going to go in and hit the blue super key, which brings up the menu. We're going to hit no until the sign says call forwarding. Then we hit yes. We're going to review the number. There's the number we programmed. We're going to hit change and then hit turn on. Call forwarding is now enabled. Adjust the ringtone. We'd like to change the ringtone on our phone to be able to tell the difference between when our phone is ringing and somebody else around us. There's a lot of different ringtones which we can access by hitting the blue super key and then pressing the no button until the display reads ring or adjust. You hit yes, then hit yes again under pitch adjust. You then use your up and down arrow keys to cycle through the various tones. Once you've selected a tone that you like, you hit the next button and your new tone has been selected. This concludes our video instruction on the Mitel 5224 IP telephone. Thanks and have a great day.